It seemed like my marriage with Vicky was perfect. We had been living together for almost 5 years, and I sincerely believed that she was my soulmate. Yes, we had difficulties. A rented apartment in a not-so-great area, my modest income as an engineer, everyday arguments. But doesn't love conquer all? How wrong I was. One day, my best friend Max pulled me aside and said seriously, "Dude, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your Vicky is cheating on you." I saw with my own eyes how she was making out with some dandy in a cafe. And it clearly wasn't the first time. "No way! You must have confused her with someone else." I brushed him off. "My wife is not like that." But the seed of doubt had already been planted in my soul. I began to notice that Vicky often stayed late after work, smiled strangely at her phone, whispered with her friends. Could Max be right and she was cheating on me? To confirm my suspicions, I decided to follow Vicky, and my worst fears were confirmed. On that fateful evening, she said she was going to the movies with a colleague. I drove to the cinema and waited. Half an hour later, a car pulled up and Vicky got out. But not alone, but with a tall, stately man. They kissed passionately and he tenderly hugged her waist. My vision darkened from pain and anger. Traitor! The couple drove off in a luxurious car, and I remained standing there thunderstruck. The wife I loved more than life had traded me for a rich admirer. How could she? Returning home, I waited for Vicky to tell her everything I thought about her and her lover. Rage mixed with resentment was boiling in my chest. Finally, she showed up, beaming with a fake smile. "Honey, sorry, I'm a bit late." "The movie was so interesting," Vicky sang. I silently took out a photo taken at the cinema and threw it in her face. "Of course, interesting. Especially the kissing scenes, right? How long have you been dating him?" The smile immediately flew off her lips. Vicky turned pale, but quickly pulled herself together. "So you were following me, huh? You loser!" "Yes, I'm seeing Anthony because he's a real man, not like you." For the next hour, I listened to her screaming and insults. Vicky called me a loser, a cheapskate, a failure. She rubbed my simple job and pathetic hobbies in my face. And then she packed her things and slammed the door, leaving me in complete confusion. The first time after my wife left, I was beside myself. I lay on the couch, feeling sorry for myself and remembering our happy moments. Was it all a lie? Did Vicky never love me? Thanks to my friends who supported me during that difficult period? It was they who set my head straight and made me look at the situation from a different angle. "Alex, forget about that bitch. She's not worth it," Max boomed, opening a second bottle of beer. "Better focus on yourself, on self-development. Show her that you can achieve more." And I decided to follow that advice. After all, I'm only 27, a whole life ahead of me. Vicky thinks I'm a loser? Great, I'll become successful to spite her and myself. I doubled down on work, started taking on additional projects and assignments. I mastered several useful skills, improved my qualifications. And in the evenings, together with Max and other guys, we developed a business plan for our startup. A year of hard work later, my income had grown noticeably. I rented a spacious apartment downtown, updated my wardrobe, started going to the gym. Gradually, the longing for Vicky was replaced by pride in my achievements. Years passed. Our business of producing innovative gadgets was rapidly growing, bringing in a stable profit. My salary already exceeded $8,000 a month, something I could only dream of before. Money and success opened new horizons for me. I began to travel the world, engage in charity work, and acquired many hobbies. Life was playing out in bright colors, and not the least role in this was played by my new girlfriend Anna. Modest, sincere, incredibly kind. The past with Vicky seemed distant and unreal, like scenes from a movie. I'd almost forgotten about her until one day a call came from an unknown number. "Alex, hi. It's Vicky." "Don't hang up, I beg you. I really need to talk to you," a worried voice quickly chattered. I wanted to drop the call, but something stopped me. Curiosity? Pity? I wanted to look into the eyes of the woman who had once broken my heart. And I agreed to a meeting. We were sitting in a trendy cafe. Me, a successful businessman, and Vicky, whom I hardly recognized. The years had not been kind to her. Excess weight, cheap clothes, a dull look. She fidgeted with a napkin and darted her eyes around. "Alex, forgive me for everything." "I acted so stupidly then. Didn't cherish our love," Vicky began in a trembling voice. "You were right. Anthony turned out to be a common womanizer. He used me and dumped me, and I was happy to be with him." Then followed complaints about fate, a low salary, a rented hole, loneliness. Vicky was barely making ends meet and literally begging for a second chance. Maybe we can start over? I've realized my mistakes. I want to be with you. We can try, can't we? She asked hopefully. I silently looked at Vicky, at her thinned hands with peeling nail polish. I remembered our happy moments and how she trampled on my love. Bitterness mixed with satisfaction splashed in my chest. Finally, I slowly shook my head and got up from the table. I'm sorry, Vicky, but no. Too much water under the bridge. I have my life, you have yours. Let's leave the past in the past. And I left without looking back, although she was shouting something after me. My soul felt light and calm. I knew I had done the right thing. A year later, Anna and I got married in a beautiful ceremony. And 2 years after that, we had wonderful twins, Aiden and Sophie. My new family is my greatest happiness and achievement. Now, when my children ask if I've ever been unhappy, I answer, yes, I have. A very long time ago. Because sometimes you need to go through betrayal and pain to appreciate what you have. And even though my first love turned out to be a mistake, it gave me invaluable experience and the strength to move forward. And that, believe me, is worth a lot.